Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Ding and I'm a type 1 diabetic, and today I'm going to be talking about sports and type 1 diabetes. Throughout high school and throughout my younger life, I was always involved with sports, whether soccer, swimming, track, cross country, and then since I've come to college, I kind of slowed that down and recently I just decided to take a running class here at college, and I forgot how much work it was to balance diabetes and sports. So today I thought that it would be a good idea to give you guys some advice I have about managing your diabetes when competing in a sport and all that fun kind of stuff. So if you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave it down below and I'll be sure to reply to you. Thanks for watching. First piece of advice I have for you if you decide to play a sport and you have diabetes is to wear a continuous glucose monitor. This completely changed my life once I got on it, because before middle school I didn't have a CGM, which meant between soccer practice I would always have to be testing my blood sugar during halftime, during breaks, and whenever I would have to test it. And this was a lot of work because even though testing your blood sugar isn't that much work, if you're playing a game and you have to go to the side and test your blood sugar and then correct it and do all of that kind of maintenance, it is a lot of work and it just takes up time and effort, which should be focused on whatever sport you're playing. So I would suggest wearing a CGM if you're thinking about playing a sport, because it helps out so much. This not only makes it less work for you, but also you can monitor your blood sugars easier so that to keep your blood sugars in range that you want, which makes you feel better and helps you perform much better. So the second piece of advice I have for you is to always have tablets or fruit snacks or some kind of gel with you so that you can eat it quickly if your blood sugar goes low. So what I usually do, I always have at least 4 tablets with me, which is 16 grams. So if I start to go low or I am low, then I can eat it and that can at least bring me up a little bit so that I can get to somewhere safe. Basically what I do is I usually put 4 tablets in one of those little Altoid cases that are about this big, and it fits it perfectly in there. So I can bring that easily with me. I can slip it into my sports bra or into a pocket and have it in there with me at all times. Another alternative is bringing little gel packs or a fruit snack pack, because those are really easy to carry around. With this, I suggest if you're looking out for sports clothing, I would suggest trying to look for shorts with pockets. So for girls, I always get pockets with a zipper in the back of it so that I can slip it in there and not have to worry about it. The third piece of advice I'm going to be talking about is how to keep your blood sugar levels. I suggest keeping your blood sugar on the higher side. I always try to have it about 150 to 200. Because when I start running or when I start playing soccer or whatever sport it is, it does go lower than usual. So having it on the slightly higher side to be safe is what I would suggest, rather than keeping in the 100s, 120s, like I usually do in the daytime. The second piece for this point is to have nothing on board. Based on my experience, when I have units on board, it makes it a lot more complicated for me to know how my blood sugars are going to be when I'm playing a sport. So having nothing on board, you'll be ensured that you're not just going to spike down out of nowhere, or you don't have to rely on it to make you go down if you're on the higher side, because you don't know how your body acts when it's playing a sport and active, because it might be different than when you're sitting and still. So I would suggest trying to not have anything on board when you start playing a sport. Next point I have is for food intake. Before playing a sport, I would suggest eating food that doesn't take a long time to digest, because this is kind of along the lines of having things on board. You don't know how it will affect your body when you start playing the sport. For example, if I were to eat pizza before playing a sport, cheese takes a long time to digest, so I don't know if it would affect me immediately at the beginning of my run or at the very end or after I'm finished running. So I would suggest eating food that just goes in quickly and and you're kind of familiar with it, about how it affects your body. And the last point I have is regarding your teammates. I would always suggest having somebody that knows about your condition out there that you're with, who would be able to help you in the case of an emergency. First and foremost, your parents and your coach should definitely know, but also if you have a little running buddy that you go out with, or somebody that you often dribble with in soccer, or that is around the same pace as you in swimming or any sport that you do, just have somebody who's going to be around you for the most part, know about your condition so that they can help you in the case of an emergency. So that's all the advice that I have today for playing sports and diabetes. If you guys have any questions or comments or any suggestions for others, please leave it down below so that we can help each other out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.